If someone makes you feel like the center of the universe within 48 hours of meeting you, you are not special. You are being hunted. This statement destroys the romantic fantasies we have been conditioned to believe, but the clinical data is undeniable. Love bombing is not passion. It is a calculated neurological hijacking that exploits your brain's reward system. The difference between genuine affection and psychological manipulation lies not in what they say, but in the timeline and intensity of their behavioral patterns. Today, we dissect the dark psychology behind love bombing and reveal the silent red flags that 97% of people completely miss. Let us establish the neurological baseline first. When you meet someone and genuine attraction develops, your brain releases dopamine gradually over weeks and months. This is the natural courtship process that has evolved over millions of years. The prefrontal cortex, your rational decision-making center, remains active and evaluates compatibility. However, love bombing triggers an artificial dopamine flood that resembles cocaine use more than romance. Studies from the University of Oxford show that excessive early-stage intensity activates the same neural pathways as addiction. Your critical thinking shuts down. Your brain becomes chemically dependent on this person's validation within days. The first silent red flag is what psychologists call premature intimacy disclosure. A love bomber will share deeply personal traumas or secrets within the first 3 conversations. This is not vulnerability. This is a strategic weapon. By revealing intimate information early, they create a false sense of closeness and trigger your reciprocity instinct. You feel compelled to share your own secrets, which they will later weaponize. Genuine affection builds trust slowly, respecting natural boundaries. A healthy partner will not dump their entire emotional history on you before knowing your last name. The timeline reveals everything. Red flag number 2 is mirroring on steroids. Everyone mirrors slightly during attraction. It is basic social psychology. But a love bomber mirrors your entire personality with unnatural precision. They suddenly love your obscure music taste, share your exact political views, and even adopt your speech patterns within 72 hours. Research from Stanford's psychology department shows this is a dark triad trait, common in narcissistic and antisocial personalities. They are not compatible with you. They are becoming you to eliminate your psychological defenses. A genuine partner will have some differences and will not erase their identity to match yours perfectly. The third red flag is future faking with immediate timelines. A love bomber will discuss marriage, children, and moving in together before you have finished your second date. This is not romantic spontaneity. This is a psychological trap called commitment rushing. Dr. Ramani Durvasula's research on narcissistic behavior patterns shows that rapid future planning creates an illusion of investment. Your brain starts making decisions based on an imaginary future rather than present reality. Genuine affection discusses the future organically after establishing real compatibility. If someone is planning your wedding before they know how you take your coffee, run. Red flag 4 is the isolation acceleration pattern. Within 2 weeks, a love bomber will suggest you spend less time with friends and family. They frame it as romantic exclusivity, but the clinical term is social network erosion. They will say things like, "Your friends do not understand what we have," or "I want you all to myself." This is textbook abusive groundwork. Studies from the Journal of Interpersonal Violence show that isolation is the first stage of control. A healthy partner encourages your existing relationships because they enhance your well-being. If someone views your support system as competition, you are dealing with pathological insecurity. The neuroscience behind why love bombing works is terrifying. Your ventral tegmental area, the brain's reward center, cannot distinguish between genuine love and manufactured intensity early on. Both flood your system with oxytocin and dopamine. The difference emerges in what happens after the initial phase. Genuine affection maintains a steady, sustainable neurochemical baseline. Love bombing creates a spike and crash pattern. Once they have secured your attachment, usually around the 3 to 4 week mark, the intensity suddenly drops. This is called intermittent reinforcement, and it is more addictive than consistent behavior. You will chase the high, not the person. Red flag 5 is love language weaponization. They will ask about your love language within the first week and then perform it with disturbing precision. If your love language is gifts, expensive presents appear immediately. If it is words of affirmation, you receive 50 texts per day. This is not attentiveness. This is behavioral conditioning. John Gottman's research on relationship stability shows that authentic partners express love in their natural style first, then adapt gradually. A love bomber reverse engineers your psychology to create dependency. They are not loving you. They are programming you. The clinical marker that separates everything is consistency across contexts. A genuine person behaves relatively the same with you, their friends, waitstaff, and strangers. A love bomber has a split presentation. With you, they are perfect, attentive, and adoring. But watch how they treat service workers or discuss their exes. The mask slips. Research from the University of Amsterdam on psychopathy shows that manipulators cannot maintain their facade across all social situations. They lack the genuine empathy required for consistent kindness. If someone is Prince Charming to you but cruel to others, you are seeing their real personality in those other interactions. Red flag 6 is manufactured crisis bonding. Within the first month, they will create or exaggerate a crisis that requires your support. A sudden job loss, a family emergency, or a health scare. This is called trauma bonding acceleration. By making you their hero early, they create an artificial depth to the relationship. Psychologist Dr. Patrick Carn's work on trauma bonds shows this bypasses normal relationship development stages. You feel needed and important, but you are actually being trapped. Genuine relationships develop crisis management skills gradually through real, proportional challenges, not manufactured emergencies designed to test your loyalty. The most insidious aspect of love bombing is that it exploits your healthy relationship desires. You want to feel chosen, special, and deeply connected. These are normal human needs. A love bomber weaponizes these needs against you. They study your attachment style within days. If you are anxiously attached, they provide constant reassurance initially. If you are avoidant, they respect space at first. This is not compatibility. This is tactical adaptation. Clinical assessments from the strange situation research show that secure attachment develops through consistent, predictable behavior over extended time. If someone seems to perfectly match your attachment needs immediately, they are performing, not connecting. Red flag 7 is the empathy test failure. Pay attention to how they respond when you set a small boundary or express a minor need. A genuine partner will respect it, even if disappointed. A love bomber will show a micro flash of anger, guilt trip you, or immediately love bomb harder to override your boundary. This is called boundary probing in forensic psychology. They are testing how much control they can exert. Dr. George Simon's work on manipulative personalities shows that authentic people can tolerate your separateness. Controllers cannot. If someone makes you feel guilty for having basic needs or boundaries within the first few weeks, the mask is already cracking. So how do you recognize genuine affection? It is simple but requires patience. Genuine affection grows incrementally. Conversations deepen naturally over months, not days. Future plans emerge after establishing present compatibility. They maintain their friendships and encourage yours. Their behavior remains consistent across all social contexts. They respect boundaries without defensiveness. Most importantly, genuine affection is sustainable. You do not feel exhausted, confused, or constantly questioning reality. Your nervous system feels calm, not activated. If you are experiencing anxiety, obsessive thoughts, or emotional whiplash in the early stages, that is not love. That is your nervous system detecting danger. Trust that signal. Your psychology knows the difference, even when your heart wants to believe the fantasy. The timeline never lies.